Hi, thank you for choosing the video. If you like the content as we go along, subscribe. Today I wanted to talk about how life was a million times better before we had mobile phones and social media. Now, I was blessed to grow up as a teen before there was social media. And even though social media does have some benefits and positives, I think the negatives and the problems far outweigh any good that it does. Because before there was phones and social media, there was birth, childhood, and adulthood. But now, because of these phones and social media, it's birth, a child has a few years, then they get one of these, and they go straight into adulthood. And any purity, any childlike qualities, any, modesty, any shyness, these are sucked out of them. Yeah. So children don't get a chance now, yeah, to be children. They go straight from birth, yeah. They're around for a few years and then they go into adulthood. So even though I grew up with your typical sad story, on a impoverished, council estate, dull grade council estate, with lifts filled with pea urine and, spit on the buttons, and half the time the lift wasn't working, and I lived on a double digit floor, like one of the top floors, so half of the time I had to walk up. Despite all these things, yeah, and also growing up with not having a father around and so forth, even though I grew up with all these different things, yeah, I would still say, yeah, we was much happier as kids, yeah, before there was social media and before there was internet. And one of the reasons is because when everyone's growing up here on a estate, with lifts filled with urine or spit on the buttons or dull grey environment, and no fathers around, you don't know any different because you've never been to a posh area. You've never you never lived in an affluent neighborhood and so forth. So everyone is just, doesn't have much. Everyone, doesn't have the latest clothes. Everyone doesn't have name brand like trainers or designer clothes or so forth. And everyone, is using the same lifts, and everyone, is coming from a single parent family. So because you've never seen anything different, you have no reference point to know that there's anything else out there. And we had more fun as kids because most of the time we used to go out and we used to play paddle, we used to play games together as kids, yeah. Then we had a stage of innocence. Yes, we saw certain things on the council estate, yeah, that made us grow up a bit because of the environment and so forth. But in general, as kids, we got most fun from playing outside together, playing paddleball, with a tennis ball, playing, football, playing hide and seek, playing, just playing together as kids, without any technology. And even when we did get started to get things like Super Nintendo and Sega Mega Drive, and we started getting games like as we got older, Street Fighter and Sonic, Golden Axe, all these different games, and so forth. Even when we did start to get computers, yeah, we never enjoyed it more than going outside. Playing computers, yeah, was only I would say 15% of our time. When we had a chance to have fun, yeah, we would choose to go outside and play, either paddleball, hide and seek, football, basketball, whatever, or be on our BMXs, when we eventually got BMXs and stuff, bicycles and stuff like that. The computer, the Super Nintendo, and so forth, and Sega Mega Drive and so forth, these were never comparable to going out to play. And we enjoyed it much more, But what's sad now is that because, like I said, you've got birth, yeah, childhood, and adulthood. But because of these phones, yeah, children don't get a chance, yeah, to be kids, because they as soon they're born, they're around for a few years, and when boys get one of these phones, all of a sudden they're introduced to, what is it, Instagram and TikTok, and what is it, was it the web and this, that, and the other, yeah. And all of a sudden they're just hit with like music videos, yeah, of just like, what is it, just of there's just violence, of just, what is it, like shooting, drugs, like sleeping around, you know what I'm saying, half naked women and all this kind of stuff. They're bombarded with it, they're onslaughted with it, they're like conquered with it. So they just go from being like a pure innocent baby, yeah, they're a child for a few years, and then bam, main page of Instagram, was it TikTok, yeah. And that period, yeah, of being a young boy that just goes out, yeah, and plays with your friends, yeah, and what is it, and just, what is it, as groups of young boys growing up, yeah, whether it be hide and seek, paddleball, football, like what, like just being together and having fun with your guys. Now I can imagine most young boys, yeah, they're born, they're little kids, and then what happens is that most of them, yeah, are in their room. They must be, maybe to talk to their friends on WhatsApp, yeah, but they're in their room, they're on their computer 24/7, or they're on their tablet, or they're on their phone and stuff. They might go out occasionally and play with each other and so forth, but I think they're much more excited to be in a room, you know what I'm saying, I don't know, playing computer games, talk like on some social media app or so forth. I don't think the vast majority of young kids nowadays prefer going out and playing with their friends without technology. Yeah, and so it's like really sad now, because I can say, even though I grew up on a dull, grey, yeah, impoverished council estate with pee in the lifts, and was it spit on the buttons, and what is it, the half the time the lift wasn't working and so forth. Yeah, I can say as a young kid, I had fun with my friends. Yeah, and I enjoyed life as a teenager. Things went wrong after that due to my own fault and so forth. But yeah, I had a period of childhood where I don't think much youth have that now. Same thing with girls, like young girls. That like and it's just as bad for girls, because girls, they go from having, was it, birth, yeah, childhood, where they're pure, innocent, shy, modest, you know what I'm saying, pure, yeah. And then what happens is that, you know, they don't even have a childhood, because as soon as they get one of these, yeah, with internet access, what is it? TikTok, Instagram, yeah, what is it? The web, yeah. Any little bit of shyness, any little bit of modesty, any bit of innocence is just, the shyness is just sucked out of you. You know what I'm saying? The innocence is just sucked out of you, so forth. Yeah, a young girl goes from being a baby, yeah, to having one of these phones, yeah, in a few years, yeah, and then basically, what is it thinking? Oh, I look ugly because I don't wear makeup. Oh, my body's not shaped like the other the other women on Instagram. Oh, my eyelashes, or what is it, are not as long, or my, what is it, lips are not as big, or what is it, or my shape is not like this, and so forth. Because when a young girl, yeah, gets like one of these phones, yeah, social media, yeah, and all those, I don't understand, yeah. I see young kids, yeah, who are given their phones, yeah, by their parents, yeah, at the age of 9, 10, 11, whatever, like really young ages, yeah, and they give them like, what is it, a data and internet access and all this kind of stuff, yeah, yeah, and they like, basically, you're basically killing child. If you give your child a phone at a young age, yeah, 9, 10, 11, this, that, and the other, so you give them like unlimited internet access and this, that, and the other, you're killing your own child. Because why? When a young girl, yeah, gets a one of these, yeah, preteen or early teens and so forth, yeah, it does two things to her. there's two types of deception. Yeah, first of all, the women on Instagram, TikTok, and so forth, they've got makeup on, they've got, you know, eyelashes on, they've got, you know what I'm saying, wigs on, they've got, you know what I'm saying, what is it? They change the complexion. Like there's the deception of, you know, makeup and additional things like eyelashes and wigs and all these different things, and then there's this technological deception where people can actually change their shape on social media with apps and so forth. Like they can actually change the shape of their body with technology. They can change their complexion. They can, what is it? They could just change many different things, like all the different body parts they could change. But obviously a 9-year-old, a 10-year-old, 11-year, 13, 14, 15, 16 years, she's just going on the like the main pages of these social medias, yeah, and she doesn't know that. So once she thinks she's busted, yeah, through all the additional things that, you know, a young girl feels busted from all the additional accessories that a woman puts on this and the other. And two, yeah, she thinks she got busted because of all the technology thing. Now, apart from making her feel crap how she naturally looks when she looks in the mirror and she compares herself to all these other women and stuff like that, and she feels busted and crap, she literally feels, I look nasty without makeup when I go outside the house, yeah, and she, you know, and she has no self-esteem, you know, no self-value, you would say no confidence, you know, in how she naturally looks and so forth. Apart from that, like her being conquered, you know, onslaughted and demolished, yeah, by social media about her self-esteem. There's it also teaches also another thing, and that other thing is that basically on social media, the nastier you are, the more naked you are, the more dirty you are, the more sexual you are, and so forth, the more views you get, the more comments you get, the more likes you get, the more interaction you get of the opposite gender, the more inboxes you get. Why? Because on social media, bad behavior is rewarded. Yeah, you know, and she's also watching all the older women on TikTok. Like the young girl is watching all the older girls on TikTok, you know, wearing less clothes and getting more likes, like acting more sexual and getting more likes. Where is it? Like talking about casual sex and these things casually, yeah, and getting more likes. So what a young girl's, like I said, when a girl goes on these social media apps, she learns two things. Yeah, one, I'm crap, I look ugly, I'm busted, I look terrible and stuff, unless I have makeup, eyelashes, wigs, where's it, and all these accessories. Also, what is it, unless I technically, you know, change my shape through technology wise, whether it's filters, whether it's this, that, and the other, and so forth, I look busted. And then there's the next thing, yeah, of what is it, I need to act more dirty, I'm less shy and less modest and more nasty, yeah, to get more views, because the more nasty you are, the more sexual you are, the less clothes you wear, the more, the more naked and the more sexual I am, yeah, the more likes and views I will get, you know. And what they don't realize is that, yes, even though they get likes, yeah, from the opposite gender, the opposite, yeah, from boys and men and all this kind of stuff, what they don't realize is that all these men are just looking at them as hoes and prostitutes and like cheap girls and this, that, and the other, and so forth. Because prostitutes get attention, strippers get attention, but no one respects them. No one wants to marry them. No one wants to, you know, introduce them to their mother or have a serious relationship with them. Yeah. So that's another thing. They mistake attention, yeah, attention for, respect. Because I'm half naked, yeah, and I'm getting lots of likes and comments and inboxes from guys and so forth, that must mean I'm special. No, that just means you're naked and you're cheap, yeah, and there's a lot of low people out there that will watch it. Yeah, that's all it means. Like I said, strippers get attention, prostitutes get attention. No one's gonna marry a stripper, no one's gonna marry a prostitute, yeah, and no one's gonna make it publicly known, yeah, that they're in a relationship with any of these people. Unless the person just has no backbone or they're just, you know, a simp, you know. But anyway, yeah, so social media, social media does have certain pros, like I said at the beginning, and it does have some benefits, but the bad outweighs the good, because, you know, kids don't have a childhood no more. They don't. They go straight from being babies. They're on the earth for a few years, yeah, and then after a while they get a phone, and any innocence is sucked out of them. Any, you know what I'm saying, purity, any modesty, any childlike features are sucked out of them. It should have been birth, childhood, yeah, and you slowly progress into adulthood, yeah. Okay, what are some of the benefits of social media? Some of the benefits of social media are like, what is it? Advertising. So before there was social media, there was no way, if you had a business, there was really no way to advertise your business. What they used to have before because you got to remember, TV before social media, it was only on to 12 o'clock and there was only like 4 channels, yeah? And to advertise on TV will cost a lot of money. And if you're just someone who's starting up their business and you don't have like grands or hundreds of pounds, yeah, to advertise, then the way people used to advertise before is that there used to be a book, yeah? There was a book called The Yellow Pages, a thick book, yeah? It was massive, it was some hench book, yeah? And what people used to do is that, yeah, you would have to read through it. You had to read through it. So you wanted a plumber, you wanted an electrician, you wanted, you know what I'm saying, someone to, like, you wanted someone to cut a business, you wanted to go to a certain restaurant or certain things you wanted to look up, yeah. Any business you wanted to look up, you'd go to the book, the Yellow Pages, yeah, and then you would just look it up, yeah. But obviously, like that book is thick and there's so many people. What if you're in the back of the book? Yeah? And I'm not sure exactly how it ran, but I could guess that the more money you pay, the front of the beginning of the book, the more of the beginning of the book you get into. So say you don't have much money, yeah? Say you just started up your business or something, yeah, or service and so forth. Like, how do you let people know about it? There was no internet. There was no way to talk to people, you know? There was nothing you could go on and communicate with other people. There was TV, but TV, yeah, was a one-way thing, yeah? And you would have you would need a lot of money to go on TV to advertise your business, yeah? And like I said, there was no internet. So a good thing is about social media now is that if you want to set up your own business, yeah, or you have a service or you want to do a charity or something, yeah, you can just get social media and you can tell everyone all over the world about it. And you could do it for free using social media apps. So that's a good thing, yeah, whereas before you couldn't do that. And if you didn't have money, it would be hard. Now, I know that most trades, like plumbers, electricians and so forth, most of their jobs come through referrals. So you do a good job at someone else's house, maybe you painted their house nice, they'll tell their friends and so forth. But what about when you're just starting? When you're just starting and you need people to let people know you're a good painter and this, that and the other and so forth, like, you're not going to have that much referrals, yeah? After a while, you get lots of referrals and then lots of different people start calling you. But how do you initially start off if you know, advertising, yeah, when you know? Also, there's a good thing is that, for example, there's projects. For example, there's like charities and projects and things to help people with. So there's an excellent project I've seen on social media by a guy called, I think his name is Farron something. He does basically like a knife claim. I'm gonna put obviously the person's project here and stuff. But what this person does, that he's trying to solve knife crime. So what the person does is that basically, obviously, most young youth who have a knife and stuff like that, they don't want to go to the police if they got a knife and they don't, you know, want to walk around with it, or they want to get rid of it, yeah, and so forth. So, like, a lot of them, you know, don't want to be in this life and so forth and that, and they want to get rid of their knife, yeah, or they don't want to carry a knife and so forth. So what this guy does, he tells the youth like not to stab each other and blah blah blah, and he goes around saying, look, I'll take your knife off you if you don't want to hand it to the police. I'll just take it. Take it off you. And he goes all around and taking people. And I think even outside of London, yeah, collecting people's knives and so forth. You know. So at the end of the day, yeah, there are pros. Yeah, so thank you for watching. If you like the video, like it. If you really like the video, subscribe. And if you think it was of any benefit, share it on your social media. Yeah, if you don't like it, don't like the video. If you don't like it, don't subscribe. And if you don't think it was beneficial, then don't share it with anyone. I'm not making these videos for everyone. I'm making it for those who can relate. Alright then, peace. Take care.